Meteorologist Colleen Campbell joins us now. Colleen, we have a weather impact alert through next Tuesday.
Yes, that's right, Dave. And if you didn't realize it by now, you will this weekend. That heat is going to smack us all in the face. And last weekend, we had similar conditions, right? This weekend, it's also going to be drier, but that means our temperatures really drive up. So here we are, the weather impact alert. What you need to know if you missed it at the start of the show, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now, it's not an all day long thing, although you should be hydrating all day long. Don't just start guzzling water when you're thirsty because you're just going to sweat it out, or when you're already sweating, right? Noon to 6 p.m., the hottest hours of the day. That's usually when those advisories are issued. The impact would be that dangerous heat with heat index values starting at 108. That's a criteria for an advisory to be issued by the National Weather Service. But it can be even higher than that, especially for some of those interior kind of heat islands, we like to say, those cities where you really don't get a lot of air or movement. And the need to make sure you are checking on the elderly. Kids will run around all day long, not tell you if they're hot, right? And the pets, if they're panting, they needed some water too. And also find some AC, whether you go to a museum, a mall, whatever you can do. There's plenty of free places that's offering a cool spot. So please play it safe. Temperatures right now in the mid to upper 70s, lower 80s. When temperatures don't really have an opportunity to cool down on a night like tonight, guess what? There's no opportunity to cool down throughout the next couple of days. There's no rain on the way. It's just going to be kind of stagnant, stuffy air sitting on top of us. And then when the sun comes out, that just makes matters worse. So the dew point right now at 78, very close to the air temperature. It is just feeling very stuffy. It's kind of like a sauna, right? For tonight, 79, we have that thick, muggy air. Those winds are fairly light, not giving us much relief there. For tomorrow, 94, that's the actual air temperature. That's not factoring in those dew points. When you factor in the dew point, that's when you get that heat index value that we talk about for this time of the year. That's where it starts to feel like 108. So this is how it's going to feel to your body tomorrow. And this is very important because everybody's body works the same. If you can't sweat where it can't cool down, the sweat can't evaporate, your body can't cool down, that's when heat becomes dangerous. So please, heat is actually one of the biggest killers when it comes to weather events. All right, so heat advisories, we don't have one for Tampa quite yet, but this is through the Melbourne office, and they did issue one for the other coast there. First Coast, our friends over there, they are under a heat advisory right now until Saturday, 7 p.m. And then if we expand this even more, you can see we're not the only ones that's dealing with the heat. Oh no, there's a couple states. In fact, there's a few extreme heat warnings. Now, there's different criteria for different areas. Of course, here in Florida, we get heat pretty often, but some of those northern states, really, they have a lower tier for when those heat advisories and heat warnings start. Satellite radar has been quiet over the last hour or so. Our storm's pretty much wrapped up around 8-9 o'clock as expected. Big ridge of high pressure that's on top of us. That's one of the reasons why we have all this drier, hotter air on the way. You can see that with our moisture meter here. We basically have this pocket of drier air. And oh yeah, Saharan dust too. So if you need a little tickle in your throat, this weekend especially, we still have some dust in the atmosphere, and that can kind of flare up those allergies. 7-day forecast here. Oh yeah, you see all the red and the blue. That red would indicate that weather impact alert that we have in effect for the next couple of afternoons.